Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Senator Ron Wyden. Senator, good to see you.
Thank you, Craig.
So a lot going on in D.C. and beyond. So let's start with the Republican health care bill. It sounds like they're going to be tweaking it. What do you think they're going to do, and do you think it will pass?
I certainly think they have some challenges rounding up the votes. We had another prominent Republican Senator, Dean Heller of Nevada, come out against it. I think it has particular implications for rural Oregon, particularly because there's so many seniors and so many seniors of modest incomes. So if, for example, you're between 50 and 64 in rural Oregon, the insurance companies can now charge you 5 times as much as they would charge a younger person. That would mean thousands and thousands of dollars of extra cost for a senior in the rural part of the state. I sure hope they get rid of that.
You're on the Senate Intelligence Committee. What do you think of President Trump's allegations of wiretapping by President Obama?
Well, first of all, the tweet is just simply wrong. You know, the president does not have the authority to do that. If you're going to, wiretap, you have to go through the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act process. And for this president to accuse his predecessor of doing something like that, committing a major felony without any evidence, I think is very, very regrettable.
You've been very vocal about the president and his tax returns, as he's now still hasn't turned them over as they're currently being audited. Some information, I think his 2005 return was released this week. Does that quench your thirst, for lack of a better word, for his taxes?
Craig, here's the point. For 40 years since Watergate, releasing tax returns has been the lowest ethical bar for a president or a major party nominee. And I think that the president should do what all of his predecessors over the last 4 decades have done. And, taxes, in effect, show whether you're taking advantage of dodges, whether you give to charity. And the numbers can't lie. And I think it's the lowest ethical bar for a president or a nominee, and I'm going to continue to push for our bill. We're getting close to 20 sponsors, and certainly there's a lot of Republican interest in the House. And I saw just a few minutes ago Senator Joni Ernst, Republican senator of Iowa, said that the president should release his returns.
Is the administration and its actions taking away time you'd be spending usually on your own agenda as a U.S. senator? And if so, what is losing out?
Well, what's unfortunate is that there are at least 3 opportunities for major bipartisan issues. I think certainly tax reform. I think trade would be an opportunity for something bipartisan, and infrastructure. And unfortunately, we haven't seen any effort to reach out, and I think our country's going to regret that.
We're going to take a quick break. Much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Senator Ron Wyden. Senator, any thoughts on the budget released yesterday by the White House?
I think the priorities are pretty skewed. There's a $54 billion increase in military spending, and it cuts Meals on Wheels, the program for older people. Again, Meals on Wheels has been something that in our state has been completely bipartisan. And the reason why it's something that's morally right, it helps older people. Sometimes the only person they'll see during the day is the person who delivers the meal, but it also is financially sensible because it helps keep older people out of nursing homes. So I hope that's another one that can be turned around on a bipartisan basis. I was asked earlier today about what I thought, looking back in Oregon politics, people would look at this. I can tell you, Mark Hatfield, our legendary Republican senator, he would not have been for a $54 billion increase in military spending and cutting Meals on Wheels.
You introduced a bill Wednesday designed to shed some light on one of the drug industry's biggest middlemen. How does this work, and what chance does it have in a GOP-led House?
What you have are the pharmaceutical benefit managers. These are the people who basically say, we'll go get you a good deal from the pharmaceutical companies, but what we know is there's no information about what these pharmaceutical benefit managers are putting in their pocket, and what, for example, a Southern Oregon senior would get when they go to Fred Meyer to pick up a prescription or any other drugstores. So I'm going to lift the veil of secrecy surrounding these pharmaceutical benefit managers. I think there needs to be some transparency, in particular about what these middlemen put in their pocket and what kind of relief that the consumer can get at our pharmacies when they go to pick up medicine.
All right, and you have several town halls this weekend, heading off to one in Klamath Falls shortly. Where can people come see you?
People can see us at OIT tonight, and then we'll be at the high school in Lakeview tomorrow.
All right, very good. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Stay with us. We'll be right back.